Honey, let me tell you, my specialty courses are all about repairing aircraft carriers, nuclear submarines, reactors, and other high-tech stuff. As for tiling the Great Wall, installing an elevator on Mount Everest, building guardrails for the Yellow River, or painting the Terracotta Warriors, all of that, to me, is just a piece of cake. I promise, I've arranged everything perfectly for you.
My husband is the most powerful man in this world. It's just a pity that we live in different eras. Separated by a millennium of time and space, we can only use this sound transmission stone to pour out our heartfelt words and share our deepest feelings. May I be like the stars and you like the moon, shining together every night. My heart always thinks of you, my husband.
Mr. Marcel. Daydreaming in front of that stone of yours again?
Mr. Marcel, he picked up a stone 3 months ago, and treated it like a treasure. He talks to himself every day, while holding a stone, as if he has lost his soul.
Can't you hear the people inside? It seems, I'm the only one who can hear my wife's voice. Let me tell you, my wife is amazing. She's the Empress of a parallel timeline, the Empress of Massland, which is equivalent to the Great Qin Empire in our timeline. But, in their timeline, the one who unified the world is my wife.
Alright, Mr. Marcel, I won't say more. There's going to be a heavy storm soon. We're leaving now. You should head home early too.
Alright.
Honey, I want to build a defensive mechanism to forever resist the Xiongnu. Do you have any good ideas, honey?
It's a pity I'm not there. Otherwise, I would have built a great wall for you, not only to resist the Huns, but also to stand tall for 1,000 years, letting my wife be remembered in history and honored for generations. I am willing for you to build a strong great wall to protect you for a lifetime of peace.
Honey, are you serious?
Of course, just look at who your husband is. It's a pity I'm not in your era. Otherwise, I wouldn't just build a great wall for you. I would also build 10,000 grand mansions for you.
Honey. Issue the order. Summon the craftsman. I shall build the Great Wall.
Yes.
Honey. Even though you and I are in different times and spaces, as long as it's something you propose, no matter the cost, I will make it happen.
Where is this? Wasn't I at the construction site? Have I traveled to Massland? If that's the case, I can go find my Empress wife. Honey, just wait for me. Right now, I'll come find you immediately.
Darlin'. What are you talking about? We're from different times and spaces. Could it be that you? It must be so. With how amazing you are, it's only natural that you could travel here to find me. Someone. Mobilize all forces, spare no expense, and find this person for me.
Yes. Stop. Don't run. Don't run.
Don't run.
Miss.
Oh, my God.
Help! Help me!
Beast. Let go of that girl, I'll handle this.
What is that thing, so late at night?
Did we just see a ghost? Stop pretending to be a ghost. Charge forward. What kind of monster is this? It's impervious to swords and spears. Incredibly strong.
Retreat.
Miss, are you alright?
Is he an immortal descended from the heavens? Not only is he dressed differently from us, but he also has an extraordinary aura, and he's commanding such a massive, steel beast.
This woman is so beautiful.
Miss, more people are coming. They're likely pursuers. We should leave quickly.
Immortal, for your kindness today, I have no way to repay you. This half-piece of jade pendant. I present it to the immortal, as a token. No matter what it takes, we must make it back to the imperial capital alive. The immortal Marcel saved me and deserves credit. Once we meet Her Majesty, I will definitely request a position for him from Her Majesty. Let him reside in the royal city.
It's not over, is it? It's over, it's over. Women are trouble. I, for one, barely managed to transmigrate here. I haven't even met my Empress wife yet.
General, we found this, in the prisoner's luggage.
Isn't this the Great Wall blueprint that Her Majesty wanted? How could someone already design it so fast?
Such magnificence, stretching thousands of miles. It's not something an ordinary person could achieve.
Her Majesty is my wife. The Great Wall was my idea.
How could I not have the blueprint? Who exactly are you? Why do you have this blueprint?
I'm just a construction foreman. That blueprint is the engineering plan for the Great Wall. Don't mess it up, okay? I still need it to build the Great Wall.
What did you say? You can actually build the Great Wall from this blueprint.
I worked so hard to come to Massland, and I also promised my wife to build her the Great Wall. Might as well finish building it before telling her. It would be a huge surprise for her. Of course, as long as we build the wall along the edge of the grasslands, and you provide me with enough money and resources. At most, it'll only take 1 year, and the Great Wall will be completed.
Are you serious? Massland has swept across 6 nations, unifying the world. The treasures of the 6 nations are all in Massland's treasury. The one thing we are least short of is money.
What utter nonsense. In 1 year, you wouldn't even manage to lay bricks for a mile.
General, this man, he's a fraud. There's no way he could complete it in a year. He's just here to scam money.
My apologies. Schedule, I think I miscalculated the timeline.
I told you there was no way he could do it in a year.
I've been exposed, so I won't pretend anymore.
Sorry. What I mean is, if this Great Wall were built by me. 3 months would be enough.
What? 3 months?
Do you know there's no joking in the military?
3 months. Give me another 100 workers, and enough resources. I want to build a super factory. If within 3 months, the Great Wall, I haven't built it, I am willing to die. A bunch of country bumpkins, you simply don't understand the power of technology. 3 months, I think that's way too long. I'm in a hurry to finish the Great Wall, and give the Empress wife a surprise.
Good. Bold. I like. Within 3 months, all military manpower and resources, you can use them as you please. Spring is about to arrive. I'm just afraid the Huns will invade again. By then, who knows how many will die. If you can really build the Great Wall within 3 months, I will agree to any condition you ask.
This woman, she's got the looks, and the figure too. Compared to those celebrities and influencers, she's not inferior at all. Really, any condition? Like letting you marry me?
If you can really build the Great Wall within 3 months, saving tens of thousands of civilians and soldiers from war, I might just agree to it. But if you dare to deceive me, I will kill you with my own hands.
Construction starts in 10 days. And by the way, I'll let you witness what a true miracle looks like.
What? Vanessa Yi found someone to build the Great Wall too, and she says it can be done in 3 months?
That's right. And that person even has blueprints.
Impossible. Who does he think he is? He wants to build the Great Wall in just 3 months. That's pure wishful thinking. Keep an eye on Vanessa Yi, for me. 3 months from now, if the Great Wall isn't completed, I'll execute this craftsman.
Yes.
My husband once said, the Great Wall is a massive project. Only he could possibly complete it within 3 months. As for anyone else, it's absolutely impossible for them to pull it off.
Playing tricks and pretending to be a god.
You know nothing. Building the Great Wall. It's to lay the foundation for Massland's eternal legacy. A monumental project that will make Massland go down in history, and be remembered for generations. Of course, it has to be grand.
The heaven-worshipping ceremony is complete. Can we start construction now? You'd better show some real skills. Otherwise, don't blame me for killing you ahead of time.
Fine. Then open your eyes wide and watch closely. What a true miracle looks like.
Look at the sky. What's that? A miracle, a miracle.
Where did these steel torrents come from?
With these things, forget about just 3 months, not to mention building the Great Wall in 3 months, even if it means moving mountains, and reclaiming the sea.
What is this?
These are all equipment, produced by my super factory. Starting today, Massland Heavy Industry is officially established.
Alright.
Our goal is not just to conquer the land, but also the stars and the sea.
Alright.
Vanessa, although you are a general, can bring peace to Massland. Conquering a kingdom is easy, but maintaining it is hard. I have glimpsed the secrets of the heavens. In the future, our Massland will see the rise of a chosen one. He will establish the foundation of our Massland's eternal legacy, in the name of heavy industry.
In the name of heavy industry. He will establish Massland's everlasting foundation.
This individual will create the world's most perfect defensive structures. He will construct tens of thousands of grand buildings, and allow the people of the world to live in peace and prosperity. He will also lead Massland to grasp the moon in the heavens above, and explore the 5 oceans below. You must remember, if you encounter this person in the future, you must risk your life to protect him at all costs. He is the future of our Massland, and of all the people in the world. That's why I have imparted my lifetime's worth of skills to you.
Could it be that he is the one Master mentioned, the child of destiny? Within 3 months, you can freely use the manpower and resources of the military. If you can really build the Great Wall within 3 months, I will agree to any condition you ask.
Truly, any condition, for example, letting you marry me.
If you can truly build the Great Wall within 3 months, I, Vanessa Yi, will keep my word. I will definitely offer myself to you.
My dear, give me 3 months. On the full moon night 3 months from now, I'll give you a big surprise.
My love, are you really willing to cross 1,000 years of time and space just to find me?
To find you, crossing 1,000 years of time and space, is nothing to me. Wait for me.
Alright, on the full moon night 3 months from now, I'll wait for you. I am willing to be with you, together for a lifetime.
Mountains and rivers are hired. The sun and the moon are the mediators.
Heaven and earth witness marriage. Married as husband and wife.
There is no doubt about love.
That's wonderful. Just 3 more months, my husband will come to see me. Husband promised me to build the Great Wall for our Massland. Constructing the Terracotta Army. Starlifting Tower. Tonight is the night of the full moon. My dear, we will meet very soon.
National Advisor Melanie Ning has arrived.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
No need for formalities, National Advisor. I heard that you were attacked on your way back this time. How are you? Are you alright?
Your Majesty may not know, but during this assassination attempt, unexpectedly, I turned misfortune into a blessing. I actually encountered my destined one.
How so?
At the moment when even I thought I was doomed. It was him, driving an iron beast, who repelled the enemy, and saved me. Moreover, his attire was different from ours. Perhaps, he is an immortal who descended from the heavens. From the moment he saved me, I had already secretly fallen for him.
His vehicle is a steel beast. In this world, is there truly such a miraculous vehicle?
I rushed back this time, just to report this matter to Your Majesty. My destined one's steel beast is massive in size, with immense strength. If it were used to build the Great Wall, it would surely produce twice the results with half the effort.
Melanie, you might be mistaken. For the construction of the Great Wall, the best candidate has already been chosen. That person is my destined one. He comes from 1,000 years in the future. And, we are meeting tonight. He promised me that he would build the Great Wall for me. Create the Terracotta Army, and construct the Starlifting Tower. No wonder, your majesty.
You are dressed so grandly today, so that's the reason.
Report. A letter from Super Marshal General Vanessa Yi. Super Marshal General says the Great Wall has already been completed. She invites your majesty and the National Advisor to attend tonight's completion ceremony.
What? The Great Wall has been repaired.
Not bad. Super Marshal General found a worker. It took 3 months. The Great Wall has already been repaired.
Impossible. The Great Wall, such a massive project. How could it be possible? Even if my unparalleled hero used his iron beasts and worked tirelessly for 3 months, it still wouldn't be possible to finish in such a short time.
My ideal man is the most amazing contractor. The Great Wall was even his suggestion. With his abilities, it's still impossible to repair the Great Wall in just 3 months. This person must definitely be a spy sent by the Huns. I didn't expect even Vanessa Yi fall for his charm and be deceived.
The Great Wall is indeed already completed, and Super Marshal General has made a bet with that craftsman. According to the bet, that person only needed to finish building the Great Wall within 3 months. And as long as tonight's completion ceremony goes without any issues, Super Marshal General will offer herself to that person and consummate the marriage.
Ridiculous. When it comes to building the Great Wall, no one can be more skilled than my beloved. Vanessa Yi must have been deceived, and even she might have put herself at risk. Inform Vanessa Yi that tonight, I, along with the National Advisor, will personally attend the completion ceremony.
Understood.
Your Majesty, the craftsman Vanessa Yi found could never possibly complete the construction of the Great Wall in such a short amount of time. Vanessa Yi is Massland's Super Marshal General, but the Huns managed to deceive our Massland Super Marshal General. This cannot be forgiven lightly.
Gather the archers. Tonight, use the sound of the cup smashing as the signal. Execute this traitor on the spot. Finish it quickly. I still need to return to wait for my husband.
Mr. Marcel, the completion ceremony is fully prepared. The 9 dragons special effects you arranged will also be showcased tonight. All the citizens of Massland will witness the appearance of the 9 dragons. It will bring blessings to Massland and to ensure peace and prosperity for the nation.
Good. Darling, tonight, your husband is going to give you, and Massland, a huge surprise. By then, you will definitely see it.
Tonight, I will finally meet my husband. The craftsman Vanessa Yi found must be a fraud. In this world, there is absolutely no one else more outstanding than my husband.
The completion ceremony is about to begin. Let's go. I, Vanessa Yi, am also the Super Marshal General of Massland. My words are as good as gold. If tonight's completion ceremony goes off without a hitch, I will naturally offer myself to you. I wouldn't even mind being your servant.
However, if you're insisting on taking the initiative, well, you do look decent. I wouldn't mind that either. But, you'd have to settle for being my concubine.
I am the Super Marshal General of Massland, holding a high position of power, with achievements recognized by all. For me to humble myself before you is already your honor, and yet, you want me to be the concubine.
So what if you're the Super Marshal General? In my eyes, even the Super Marshal General has to be the concubine. If it weren't for the fact that you have a bit of charm, you wouldn't even have the chance to be the concubine.
You.
Vanessa, you really got deceived by this spy. There's absolutely no way he could have built the Great Wall in just 3 months.
He even managed to deceive Super Marshal General of Massland. Today, we must tear this spy into pieces.
Archers, get ready.
Darling. This is wonderful. This is a surprise I prepared for you. The completion ceremony of the Great Wall officially begins.
Why are there so many steel beasts? And why do they look exactly like the man of my dreams invincible steel beasts?
That's a dragon.
Look quickly.
It's a dragon.
A real dragon.
Isn't this breathtaking?
The dragon soars through the skies. Heaven bless Massland. Prosperity for all under heaven. Peace and prosperity for the nation and its people.
Is it him?
Don't.
Damn it.
Who told you to shoot arrows? Who gave you the order to shoot arrows? If anything happens to him, I'll wipe out your entire clan.
Oh no. Who shot that sneaky arrows? It almost hit me in the head. If it weren't for me wearing a bulletproof vest today, I would have been turned into a hedgehog.
I can't believe he's okay. He must be the chosen one. Someone like him, build the Great Wall for us, is truly a blessing for Massland. Heaven bless us.
Yes, absolutely. It must have been the true dragon earlier, to protect Mr. Marcel. Heaven bless Massland.
Heaven bless Massland.
To think he survived this. It seems. He is indeed the one Master spoke, the child of destiny.
Everyone. Clear the area.
Yes. Get out of the way.
No way. Immortal Marcel is just too amazing. If I were to reunite with him, everyone would definitely find out that he is a celestial being descended to the mortal world. By then, what if Vanessa Yi and the Empress try to take Immortal Marcel away from me? Besides, I'm just being one-sided about this. Confessing now would be too reckless. If two hearts are truly meant to be together, does it really matter if they're apart for a while?
My dear. I've finally found you.
Who are you, hugging me right away? What kind of behavior is this? Let me tell you, I am a married man.
My dear, it's me. I am your wife. I am the Empress of Massland.
What? You? My wife? It's really you. What a jackpot. I never thought, my Empress wife, is not only rich and powerful, but also so beautiful. Hee hee.
My dear. You clearly arrived a long time ago. Why are you only coming to see me now?
Well, I was trying to prepare a surprise for you. Look, my dear. The surprise I prepared for you.
This is just too beautiful. As expected of my husband, you're amazing. My dear. You went through so much trouble, crossed 1,000 years and space to see me, and even gave me such a big surprise. But in the end, I almost cost you your life. My dear. Tonight, I must make it up to you properly.
It feels just like a dream. Not only have I traveled through time, but also, I started at the peak. Even the Empress promised herself to me. As long as I win over the Empress, this world will be mine. I might even become like the first emperor. A man remembered for eternity. And a captivating ancestor, admired by future generations.
My dear, come in quickly.
Coming. Honey.
Dear. A moment of spring night is worth 1,000 gold coins. Don't waste any more time.
I'm coming.
Dear, be gentle.
Honey. The long night stretches ahead. Let's not rush things. This is a dress I made especially for you. How about you put it on and dance for your husband to liven things up? What do you think?
Ah. This dress is way too embarrassing.
Didn't you say you wanted to make it up to me? I put in a lot of effort to specially make this dress for you. Are you planning to waste all my hard work?
Fine then.
Your Majesty. Urgent report from the front. It's extremely urgent.
Got it, you may withdraw. I'll head over right away.
Yes, sir.
Dear, I have some matters to attend to. After all, I am the Empress of a nation. Although right now, I am uniting the 6 realms and ruling the world, there are countless people who want to assassinate me. If others were to find out that you are my husband, I'm afraid it would put you in danger. Therefore, until the world is completely at peace, I cannot reveal the relationship between us. However, after court matters, I am still your wife. We will respect each other as equals and live in harmony. What do you think?
Honey. Titles and formalities don't matter. Besides, you still have me. What's the big deal about something urgent? How about you dance for me first? And then you go? How does that sound?
Dear. You're so naughty. If you want me to wear strange clothes and dance for you, then you have to accompany me to the court. If you can help me solve this urgent matter, then I'll wear those clothes and dance for you, leaving myself at your mercy.
It's a deal.
Your Majesty, Southfield has blocked the canal, caused a widespread drought across Massland. Crops are dying, livestock are dying, and the people are struggling to survive. Right now, Massland has reached its most critical moment.
Your Majesty, in many places, the people have been driven to desperation. Some have even started uprisings. Massland has only recently been stabilized, and if we let these refugees continue to stir unrest, Massland will be in grave danger. Please, Your Majesty, make a decision.
Southfield is located upstream of the canal. Once they block the water flow, our entire Massland will lose its water source, plunging us into drought. The fate of Massland is entirely in the hands of Southfield.
Now that the Great Wall has been completed, the Huns outside our borders pose no significant threat. I can now free up my hands to lead troops to suppress the rebellion.
Suppressing the rebellion is nothing more than quenching thirst with poison. As long as our Southfield refuse to open the water source to your Massland, you will only face drought, with no peace ever. Ha ha ha. Coincidentally, our Southfield prince has taken a liking to your Empress of Massland. As long as your Empress of Massland is willing to marry our prince, forming an everlasting alliance, our Southfield will open the water source for you. To save Massland.
You Southfield people are truly shameless. I can pacify 6 nations, and you Southfield, not afraid that I might lead troops to flatten your—
After Massland swept across the 6 realms, how are there still other countries? This is different from the plains I was familiar with.
The continent we are currently on is called Massland Continent. After Her Majesty swept across the 6 realms, there are still 2 countries left ununified. One is located along the coast, which is now Southfield. The other is East Norland, situated between great mountains. With the mountains as a natural barrier, it is easy to defend and hard to attack. Immortal Marcel, how about tonight I come to your room and give you a thorough lesson on the knowledge of the mortal world? By the way, I can also teach you some other knowledge.
We know, your cavalry is unparalleled, but we in Southfield, we dominate the seas. Can your cavalry still prance about on the sea? You can only engage us in naval battles, and you Massland are all a bunch of non-swimmers. Fighting us at sea will wear you out. Besides, even if your Massland defeats our Southfield, it won't come without a heavy cost. By then, East Norland can easily send troops and take Massland.
Exactly. And in your Massland's territory, there are still rebellions. If the rebellions aren't quelled, what right do you have to wage war against us?
You people are truly despicable.
Despicable? We are despicable. What can you do about it? Bite us? Come on, come on. Bite us.
Are you crazy? How dare you? You actually dared to kill the envoy of our Southfield. Aren't you afraid that our Southfield will cut off your water supply and cause the downfall of Massland?
What Southfield is, do you think you're worthy of controlling the lifeline of Massland? If Massland allowed the Empress to marry into your Southfield for an alliance, then in the future, wouldn't princesses and noblewomen from Massland be choose and insult they by you? Wouldn't our Massland people then be at your mercy as well?
So what if that's the case? At least, you would all still be alive. If our Southfield cuts off your water supply, you can just wait to die.
I already said, the fate of Massland will never be controlled by outsiders. If Massland lacks water, then I'll build a canal myself.
Build a canal myself. Marcel Lin, are you sure about this?
Your Majesty, this is the map of Massland. If we want Massland to prosper, it's very simple. One stroke to the east. That's the Great Wall. One stroke to the west. That's the Grand Canal. It spans the Yangtze and Yellow rivers, and runs through all of Massland, nourishing the entire nation and benefiting all its—
If we could really excavate the Grand Canal, not only would it resolve Massland's water shortage problem, but it could also open up water routes, connecting the north and south of Massland, boosting trade and the economy. For Massland, this would undoubtedly be a monumental achievement that benefits both future generations and the present.
Armchair strategist. Just excavating the Grand Canal. Ah, do you think it's even possible? Do you have a water source? To excavate the Grand Canal, the water source happens to be blocked by Massachusetts Mountain. Can you move Massachusetts Mountain? Moreover, the Grand Canal spans north to south, requiring enormous manpower and resources. Who knows how many years it would take to complete? Massland is still in the midst of internal turmoil. Where would you find such manpower and resources to develop the Grand Canal?
Sigh. I'm afraid that before we even finish building this Grand Canal, Massland itself might cease to exist.
The heavens are determined to destroy Massland.
Just 3 days. Not only can I level Massachusetts Mountain, I can also carve out the Grand Canal.
3 days? Kid, you probably don't know. How tall is Massachusetts Mountain anyway? Flatten Massachusetts Mountain. Open up the Grand Canal. Are you daydreaming or what? Empress, you might as well stop struggling. Let me ask you one more time. Do you agree to marry our prince? Our prince taking a liking to you is your great fortune. If you miss this opportunity, perhaps our prince will lose interest in you. By then, if you want to save Massland, you'll have to serve our prince as a slave or a servant.
Your Majesty, as the ruler of Massland, you must not endure such humiliation. Your Majesty, I am willing to lead the troops myself, and with the nation's army, crush Southfield.
Crush Southfield? Do you think I haven't made myself clear enough? You are plagued by internal and external troubles. Even with your entire army, you cannot crush my Southfield. Moreover, you are still in the midst of war. Right next to you is East Norland's million-strong army, watching like a tiger stalking its prey. Crush Southfield? Your Massland would face destruction as well.
You.
What about me? Your Massland is nothing more than livestock we keep penned at our mercy to manipulate. What? Dissatisfied?
Originally, I intended to spare Southfield, but I didn't expect Southfield to be so arrogant. Your Majesty, give me 3 days. By the time the Grand Canal is completed, it will also be the day Southfield meets its demise.
However,
I am willing to pledge a military order.
Marcel Lin, don't be impulsive.
What? Worried about me?
I just don't want you to die in vain. You have no idea how high Massachusetts Mountain is. This is simply an impossible task to accomplish.
Let's make a bet. If within 3 days, I can carve out the Grand Canal and flatten Massachusetts Mountain, how about you become my concubine?
Agreed, then agreed. I just fear that by then, not only will you fail, but you'll also lose your life.
how confident are you?
I was originally 90% sure. But for you, I guarantee 100%.
Alright, I trust you.
Then as we agreed before, if I succeed,
if you manage to do it, it would also be a great merit for the people of Massland. Then I will wear that outfit and dance for you.
Alright, deal. You just get ready.
Since Southfield has gone too far, we'll take a big gamble. Trust Marcel Lin. Either Massland is destroyed, or Southfield is wiped out.
Janaya Song, do you even know what you're saying? I advise you to think carefully before speaking.
Your Majesty, please reconsider.
Your Majesty, you are the ruler of Massland. Put the people first. Please, do not act impulsively.
My decision is made. If anyone tries to dissuade me again...
Janaya Song. Very good. You'll regret this. When the time comes, you'll be begging Southfield on your knees.
Ah. Where did this brat come from, daring to spout nonsense in this court? Do you even know that your earlier remarks have caused a serious trouble?
Kid, do you know how tall is Massachusetts Mountain? Do you know how difficult it is to complete the Grand Canal within 3 days? Offending them, do you realize what it means for our Massland?
It means that all of us have been completely ruined by this scoundrel.
I'm just asking everyone to stand tall and hold your heads high. Massland has countless men, yet we rely on a woman marrying into another family to gain a moment of peace. Isn't that shameful? At a time like this, either show your true capabilities, or shut up for me.
The capabilities you speak of are nothing but empty words.
In that case, let me show you all my true strength. Let me show you whether I'm just spouting empty words. I arranged the production of aircraft carriers and battleships. How's the progress?
It was arranged 3 months ago. The factory has been working overtime. They dare not delay. It will be completed and launched in 2 days.
The Grand Canal project will begin construction immediately. Get all the excavators, trucks, and helicopters in place. Make sure that within 3 days, the river channel is excavated for me.
The difficulty of digging through the Grand Canal is no less challenging than building the Great Wall. Moreover, when you built the Great Wall, it still took you 3 months. And now you want, in just 3 days, to dig through the Grand Canal? I'm afraid.
Back when building the Great Wall, it was because it was near the grasslands, where the soil was loose, making excavation easier. Now to construct the canal. In many places, there are a lot of rocks buried underneath. The difficulty of excavation far exceeds that of the Great Wall.
Even if we manage to dig out the canal, the source of our canal is Massachusetts Mountain. If we don't level Massachusetts Mountain, the canal won't function. And Massachusetts Mountain has stood tall for 1,000 years. If it were really that easy to flatten it, our ancestors would have done it long ago. There's no way it would have waited until today.
Kid, weren't you pretty arrogant before? Now you understand the difficulty of building the Grand Canal, don't you? If we don't level this Massachusetts Mountain, building the Grand Canal is nothing more than empty talk.
Wanting to flatten Massachusetts Mountain is simply impossible.
Yeah, exactly.
Times have changed. Massland heavy industry, after 3 months of time, is no longer what it used to be. Opening a Grand Canal in 3 days is more than enough. Pass down the order to have them mark all the spots where they encounter hard rocks along the construction route. By then, I only need to move a finger. And I can flatten all those places.
Ha ha ha. Keep bragging. Brag as much as you want. I really don't know where you get such confidence to boast like this.
Do you know that in the face of truth, even mountains and seas can be leveled?
So many chunks of iron. What are these things?
Those are called truth. In the face of absolute truth, all beings are equal. Even something that has stood for 1,000 years, like Massachusetts Mountain, is no exception. With just a snap of the fingers, it can be leveled to the ground.
Anyone can brag. With just these chunks of iron, you think you can flatten Massachusetts Mountain? Are you trying to fool a 3-year-old?
Mr. Marcel, here are the coordinates of a few spots along the construction route that are difficult to excavate. Along the construction route, there's a large mountain called Golden Cow Mountain. It's about the same size as Massachusetts Mountain.
Didn't you just boast so impressively? Alright then. Why don't you try leveling Golden Cow Mountain?
Oh wow.
Such a massive Golden Cow Mountain, and with just a few little chunks of iron, you think you can level such a colossal Golden Cow Mountain? You're simply daydreaming. If you ask me, we should quickly have Her Majesty marry the Southfield Prince. Only then can our Massland catch a breather.
Today, I'll show you how, in the face of absolute truth, Golden Cow Mountain is utterly insignificant. Open your eyes wide and take a good look.
This is
It's fine now.
Marcel Lin. Everything here is caused by your so-called truth.
Report. Your Majesty, Golden Cow Mountain was hit by an unidentified flying object, causing an explosion. The entire mountain has been leveled. Moreover, a giant crater has been left behind.
What?
Golden Cow Mountain has been leveled.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Marcel. I'm so sorry. It's my poor eyesight. Your truth here. It's not just a simple lump of iron. This is simply the might of the heavens.
Exactly.
This is just a small demonstration. Wait until the Grand Canal is completed in 3 days, and I'll show you all what the true might of heaven is.
Don't worry, Your Highness. As long as we stop supplying water to Massland will collapse sooner or later. Janaya Song will eventually crawl onto your bed on her knees. And I think Massland's national advisor and that Super Marshal General both seem quite attractive too. Why not?
Then we'll take them all. Once I've had my fun, I'll gift them to you.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Within Massland's borders, why are there such terrifying disturbances? Could this be divine wrath?
Marcel Lin, open the door. Hurry up and open the door.
You are. General Vanessa, you. Dressed like this, and came to my room in the middle of the night, just the two of us alone. This.
You. After witnessing your truth today, I think you should be able to finish it in 3 days. I'm someone who always keeps my word. What I promised you, I'll offer myself to you. I would never go back on my word. Come on.
No way. Absolutely not. My wife is the Empress. If she finds out that Vanessa Yi and I are involved with each other, both Vanessa Yi and I will face a terrible fate.
Are you even a man? Stop hesitating. Can you do it or not?
Immortal Marcel, I'm here, open the door.
No way, I absolutely can't let the National Advisor find out about our relationship. You handle it for now. Just make sure the National Advisor doesn't find me.
Immortal Marcel, open the door quickly, it's so cold out here.
Coming. National Advisor, you.
Immortal Marcel. You saved my life. So I must dedicate myself to you.
Well, Marcel Lin, I didn't expect you to also have a thing going on with...
Dear, open the door quickly.
No, I can't let Her Majesty find out that I'm here. Immortal Marcel, you handle Her Majesty. Make sure Her Majesty doesn't find out I'm here.
No, don't go. Oh no.
Super Marshal General, you.
Honey, what are you?
I couldn't sleep. I was thinking about you, husband.
What? Husband?
No way, Immortal Marcel is actually Her Majesty's husband?
Dear, 3 days from now, if you can successfully complete the construction of the Grand Canal, then I will agree to your request, and wear that strange outfit to dance for you. But if you fail in 3 days, I'm afraid I will have no choice but to marry into Southfield. From then on, I'll never be able to stay by your side again. So, tonight, I want to show my best side to you.
Honey. Don't rush, trust me. 3 days from now, I will definitely succeed.
I believe in you.
My dear wife, we have a long future ahead of us. No, don't.
Your Majesty, good evening.
Melanie Ning, Super Marshal General, all of you.
My dear wife. Listen to me, let me explain.
I see now. The two of you are in love with the same person, and that person is my husband. Well, there's no helping it. My husband is just too exceptional.
Your Majesty, you don't blame us?
You and Vanessa are both my right and left hands, who help me unify the world. You are both my sisters. How could I blame you? If you don't mind. How about?
Wonderful, my dear wife. Look, it's getting late. Why don't we all rest early together?
You want the three of us to serve you together? Dream on.
I really thought that after traveling through time I could enjoy the beauty of having multiple partners.
I am the Empress of Massland. Vanessa is the Super Marshal General of Massland. Melanie is the National Advisor of Massland. The three of us stand at the pinnacle of Massland's power. If you want the three of us to serve you, it won't be that easy. But it's not entirely impossible. If, in 3 days, you can cut the Grand Canal and destroy Southfield, then the three of us might just fulfill your wish.
Alright, it's a deal.
What are you all standing there for? Our prince has changed his mind. He thinks that just an empress is not enough. We must also take the Grand Advisor of Massland and the Super Marshal General together. If you want us from Southfield to supply you with water, the three of you must put on these clothes and dance to entertain our prince. If you make him happy, we will supply you with water.
These things, even the courtesans in brothels, wouldn't wear such shameful things. You are simply insulting Massland.
We are just humiliating Massland. What can you do to me?
Our prince has many things he likes. When the three of you arrive in Southfield, we will absolutely make you feel like you're in heaven and completely unable to resist.
That's right. No matter how noble a woman is, under my whip, she will become obedient. Especially you. I particularly like women who are more noble. The nobler they are, the more excited I get.
I'm afraid you won't even get the chance.
Kid, I know who you are. I've heard you're the one who built the Great Wall of Massland. While you were building the wall, you got involved with Vanessa Yi, isn't that right?
Interesting. So you're upset because you see your woman about to be taken back by me as a plaything. Don't worry, kid. Later on, you can come back to Southfield with me and watch me play with your woman.
Ha ha ha. In our Southfield, we're more open-minded, we're experienced. After our prince is done with her, we can continue to have fun. Plus, men from Southfield are quite robust, with 70 or 80 men taking turns. Who knows if your sweetheart can handle it? Will she survive? Ha ha ha.
Alessandro, you people from Southfield are going too far. Do you really think Massland is easy to bully?
That's right. Massland is easy to bully. Our Southfield are bullying Massland. What can you do about it? Our Southfield are bullying Massland. What can you do about it? I advise you to understand the situation clearly. The fact that I take an interest in you three is a blessing for you. Don't be ungrateful. Only when we release water from the Southfield can save your Massland. Right now, your Massland is suffering from a severe drought. As far as I know, there was even a natural disaster a few days ago, causing quite a stir. Now, with just one word from me, the rebels in your Massland would join Southfield to attack Massland together. If you want to keep your positions, then you three should put on your clothes, kneel before me and beg for my mercy.
You really think you've got us cornered, don't you? Don't forget, 3 nights ago, we already took down Golden Cow Mountain, which is about the same size as Massachusetts Mountain. This is enough to prove that we have the ability to bring down Massachusetts Mountain and open up a canal. From then on, no longer be constrained by your Southfield nation.
Golden Cow Mountain has indeed collapsed. However, I had my subordinates investigate. It's impossible that it was caused by human effort. It could only be that Golden Cow Mountain collapsed on its own. Also, hasn't your canal project failed to break through? There are still many places with hard rocks, where work hasn't even started. And yet you claim you can level Massachusetts Mountain. What a joke. If you're so capable, why don't you go ahead and level Massachusetts Mountain, right now, and show me?
In that case, open your eyes wide, and watch carefully. See how I will level Massachusetts Mountain today. I'll let you witness what absolute firepower domination looks like. And you three, don't forget our agreement, okay?
Report. Report.
Reporting to Mr. Marcel. The aircraft carrier is in position.
Reporting to Mr. Marcel. 3,000 tanks are in position.
Reporting to Mr. Marcel. 30,000 military orders are in position. Requesting firepower coverage.
Alright.
What's going on? What was that thing flying in the sky just now? Everything was fine. Why did the earth suddenly shake?
Such terrifying power. This is the wrath of the gods. The gods are angry.
Report, Your Highness. A fireball descended on Wolverine Mountain. It has leveled Wolverine Mountain to the ground. Seawater has flowed into the Grand Canal. The Grand Canal is now connected.
Connected.
What?
The Grand Canal is really connected.
Don't rush. I just said earlier, today, I will utterly crush you, and flatten your Southfield to the ground. Not a single living thing will remain. Not even a blade of grass will survive. Let me show you, the fury of my wrath, which is enough to reach the heavens.
Report.
Report.
Southfield has been struck by an unidentified flying object attack.
Southfield has been attacked by countless mysterious steel beasts.
Southfield has been subjected to a fiery maritime siege.
Speak quickly. How many troops did Massland send in total?
None. I didn't see anyone.
We only sent less than 10,000 people. That's enough to sweep through your Southfield.
Haha, you scared the hell out of me. I thought it was a lot more people. Just less than 10,000. I guess they're no match for Southfield at all. Let alone, he would destroy our Southfield. What a dreamer.
Something's wrong. There are unidentified flying objects, has landed within Southfield's borders, and exploded. It's apocalyptic destruction. Artillery fired by the iron beasts on the ground. We can't stop them at all. Our Southfield.
What happened to Southfield? Speak quickly.
Southfield has already fallen.
No. Impossible. A mere force of less than 10,000. How could our Southfield possibly lose?
In this day and age, warfare relies on technology. In the face of absolute power, numbers are just statistics of casualties.
Impossible. Our Southfield even spent a fortune, training 100,000 elite troops. We still have 100,000 elite soldiers in Southfield.
Their steel beasts and massive ships are indestructible. Even if our 100,000 elites fought to the death, they couldn't inflict the slightest damage. Southfield has already fallen.
How did you manage that? With an army of less than 10,000, the battle had just begun. It's only been the time of one incense stick. Why did we Southfield lose? Why?
That's because Immortal Marcel is simply not someone from this world. He's a celestial being descended from the heavens. You offended him. Now look what happened. Immortal Marcel got angry. Heavenly soldiers descended to let you experience what it means when a celestial being is enraged. What it means when humanity is thrown into disarray.
He's no celestial being. He's a devil. We Southfield have millions of people, including my family and relatives. How can he be so cruel? Why doesn't he leave them away to survive?
Your Southfield people are innocent? Does that mean the people of Massland deserve to die? Your Southfield cut off Massland's water supply, leaving our people destitute and desperate. Then the Southfield prince came to Massland, humiliated our Empress, and defied the might of Massland. Are all these actions justified? If it weren't for your excessive bullying, how would things have come to this?
I don't care. You are the devil who destroyed Southfield. I will kill you.
Kill you.
I refuse to accept this. Why is this happening? Why is God so kind to Massland? First, you gave Massland a brilliant and strategic Empress, and then an extraordinary martial arts prodigy, Vanessa Ye, and now you've brought forth a demon, Marcel Lin. Damn the heavens. I refuse to accept this.
Take him away.
Starting today, the Southfield Kingdom will be incorporated into Massland's territory. My dear husband, today's ability to turn defeat into victory and annex the Southfield owes much to your contribution. Tell me, what reward do you want?
The reward I want, you know what it is.
Immortal Marcel, you're so naughty. I just barely escaped the wolf's den, only to fall into the tiger's lair.
What now? We agreed, didn't we? As long as I open up the Grand Canal and pacify Southfield, you three would. You are, after all, the three women standing at the pinnacle of Massland. Surely, you won't go back on your word, right?
Of course not. I just want to fulfill my promise to Immortal Marcel.
Then what are we waiting for? I can't wait any longer. Ha ha ha. Hee hee hee.
Honey, what are you doing with that whip?
You're not an old pervert like Donovan, are you?
Donovan is nothing, he's only playing with what I've already discarded. Let me tell you all, in my world, the things we play with, are way more outrageous than Donovan's. Today, I'll let you all broaden your horizons, and experience it firsthand.
Men, truly not a single one is decent. Perverts.
Maybe I should just forget about it.
Immortal Marcel, you're amazing, you know so much. Truly worthy of being an immortal from the heavens. Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
National Advisor, are you okay?
Immortal Marcel, come quickly, I can't wait any longer.
National Advisor.
You.
Ladies, the night is long. Let's begin our nighttime activities. Ha ha ha.
Your Majesty, something has happened.
What is it?
The martial arts Grandmaster of East Norland, Francisco, has entered our borders with his men, and has injured quite a few of our soldiers. They have been charging all the way, and have already come to kill them. He's now in the court hall.
Got it.
Damn it. Can't even have peace at night. I'll go kill that blind fool right now.
No, you can't. Francisco is known as the Sword Saint of East Norland, and considered the #1 in swordsmanship today. He has countless disciples, and is highly respected. Even here in Massland, he has significant influence. If we kill Francisco, that will likely bring endless trouble, and even draw criticism from martial artists of today, from all corners. Let's first see what Francisco really wants to do.
This time, my request is very simple. As long as you hand over the Southfield territory to our East Norland, that's all I ask.
On what grounds?
Your Massland territory is already large enough. Now, you even have a canal, and your water resources are self-sufficient. But for us in East Norland, water resources are still scarce. Now, handing over the Southfield territory to us in East Norland, isn't that—
Francisco, as a renowned sword saint, you're already at an advanced age. Could it be that you still wish to come to our Massland and engage in acts of plunder and robbery? Since ancient times, the rule of our Massland has always been, whoever conquers the territory owns it. It has never been said that after conquering a territory, one should hand it over, just because of a few words from someone else.
That's right, the territories we fought hard to conquer. Why should we hand them over to you? Just because you East Norlandians are pitiful? If that's the case, then our Massland is just one East Norland away from unifying the world. Why don't you just hand over your territory to our Massland instead?
That sounds like a good solution. By then, with the world unified, our Massland will naturally ensure peace and prosperity within your East Norland borders.
I merely propose handing over the Southfield territory to us in East Norland. The final decision still lies with your Massland. However, as far as I know, although Southfield has been destroyed as a nation, there are still many surviving remnants from Southfield. Moreover, they are all top-notch experts, highly skilled. Your Majesty the Empress, this is a grudge of national destruction. Originally, those Southfield remnants could not let go of their hatred and might take desperate actions against you. For example, assassination. Your Majesty the Empress, although you are heavily guarded, it is hard to ensure that those remnants won't target the people around you, or infiltrate Massland, incite the citizens, and cause chaos in your lands.
Francisco, you are shameless.
Ha ha ha. Your Majesty the Empress, no need to rush. Don't you have any other choice? As long as you hand over Southfield's territory to our East Norland, I swear in the name of the Sword Saint, I promise you, I can help you control those Southfield remnants and ensure they won't cause trouble.
Are you threatening me?
You can think of it that way.
Damn you, you old fool. Do you think I'm giving you face? Do you really think Massland's iron cavalry is useless now? Or are you saying Massland heavy industry is outdated? Do you really take Massland as a soft target to bully?
Your Massland only knows how to wage war. Even if you conquer the world, so what? Are you not afraid of being despised by the world and leave a bad name?
You know nothing. We are a warrior nation. Dignity only exists at the tip of a sword. Truth lies only within the range of a cannon. Do you believe I can level your East Norland to the ground right now?
Fine. Since you claim you are a warrior nation, then let's have a fair competition with us. Do you dare? If you win, I can help your Massland control those Southfield remnants and ensure they don't cause trouble. If you lose, then hand over the territory of Southfield to our East Norland. How about it? Do you dare or not?
You.
Marcel Lin, don't be impulsive. Francisco is clearly prepared. Be cautious of a trap.
Ha ha ha. Didn't you just say you were a warrior nation, and now you're backing down?
No way. What? You think I'm scared of you? This competition. Massland accept.
Immortal Mars, don't be impulsive. This Francisco, after all, is a grandmaster and sword saint of his generation. If you compete with him, I'm afraid we might.
Of course, I want to compete with you all. However, you are too weak. You're not qualified to make me take action. Tomorrow, in the duel, both sides will send out 3 people each. Best of 3 rounds decides the winner. Since you've accepted this challenge, if you're afraid of dying, you don't have to come. By then, I will consider that you've lost. Your Majesty, you as the ruler of Massland, surely wouldn't go back on your word, right? After all, your Massland is also a major and decisive nation. Surely you can find at least 3 people, can't you? Ha ha ha. Farewell. Ha ha ha.
Humph.
Marcel Lin, you're being way too impulsive. Even though Francisco won't make a move, he still has 3 disciples. The 3rd disciple, Daniel, is skilled with the sword. The 2nd disciple, Jaden, has immense strength. The 1st disciple, Trace, has an elusive movement technique. He can tread snow without leaving a trace, and his throwing darts are practically impossible to predict. These 3 are not easy to deal with.
Vanessa still has the power to fight with Daniel, but as for Jaden and Trace, in our Massland, there's truly no one who can match them.
Those 2 are simple enough, Melanie and I can handle them.
Dear, are you joking? Melanie, she struggles even to kill a chicken, and you want her to compete in a duel. Isn't that just sending her to her death?
Not only that, but you, Marcel Lin. While you may be good at building the Great Wall and constructing canals, all those things, researched by Massland heavy industry, can be crushed on the battlefield. But you ultimately lack any real combat skills. With one hand, I could knock you flat on the ground. Your combat strength is practically non-existent, and yet you think you can win against one of Francisco's disciples. That's simply absurd.
Then do you dare to make a bet? Tomorrow, if Melanie and I defeat Francisco's top disciple and 2nd disciple, then you all better obediently play the little whip game with me. How about that?
At a time like this, you're still thinking about stuff like that.
Just say if you dare to bet or not.
Fine, let's bet. But if you lose, don't even think about making the 3 of us serve you.
No problem. It's just that I won't lose. Tomorrow, you'll see me dominate the battlefield, and then at night, how I conquer you all. He 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 he.
Ah. Ha 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 ha.
Daniel's swordsmanship has improved quite a bit recently. Vanessa Ye is going to lose.
Ha 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 ha. Your Majesty, it seems like your Super Marshal General of Massland isn't doing so well. Ha ha ha. Humph.
What? The Super Marshal General of Massland actually lost.
This Super Marshal General is supposed to be the strongest person in Massland. Even she was defeated. And it was defeated by the 3rd disciple of Francisco. What's the point of continuing this fight now?
It's over, it's over. Even the Super Marshal General has lost. In Massland, who else can be a match for him?
Your Majesty, the Super Marshal General has already been defeated. In my opinion, everyone should stop wasting time. Just surrender. Ha 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 ha.
I have not lost yet. And I cannot lose. I am the Super Marshal General of Massland. What I represent is the glory of Massland.
Still so stubborn. The Super Marshal General of Massland. Is this all you've got? Ha 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 ha. Now, I'll give you a chance. Kneel down. And admit that everyone in Massland is nothing but trash. Then I'll spare your life.
Massland, since ancient times, has always been a land where kings die for their people, emperors guard the gates of the nation, and soldiers are buried on the battlefield. Women sacrifice their lives for the country. I, Vanessa Yi, though a woman, would rather die than allow my homeland to be humiliated.
Ha ha ha. Very well. Since you wish to die, I'll grant your wish.
Stop. In the first round, we of Massland admit defeat.
Admitting defeat now is too late.
No.
What kind of weapon is this? It's so fast.
That thing in the boy's hand is quite interesting. I couldn't even see clearly. How did he make his move? Senior brother, compared to your throwing darts, it probably isn't much worse, right?
HMPH. That thing of his, can it even compare to my hidden weapons? It's just showing off in front of an expert. Once you win your match, I won't even need to step up.
Despicable scoundrel. How dare you ambush me?
The Empress of Massland already said. We concede the first round. Can't you understand human language? You have to kill Vanessa Yi.
In a duel, blades and swords have no eyes. If you're afraid of death, then you shouldn't step into the ring.
Francisco, you're clearly just bullying others.
The weak are born to be bullied. You've already lost the first round. There are still 2 rounds left. If you're afraid of dying, then don't go up. But, if you interfere with the duel again, don't blame me for being ruthless.
Fine. You said it yourself. From now on. Once someone steps onto the stage, life and death are up to fate. No one is allowed to interfere with the duel. Melanie. You're up. Show them what we've got.
This.
Can it work?
I'm exhausted.
Haha, is Massland out of people? How could they let a woman who struggles to even kill a chicken compete in a martial contest?
Dear. Do you think Melanie can handle this?
Honey, don't worry. In the face of absolute firepower, all beings are equal. Even Jaden is no exception.
Melanie Ning, look at you, so young and beautiful. It would be such a pity if you died. How about this? If you promise in front of everyone to become my servant, I might consider sparing your life. How does that sound? Oh dear, but you're too weak. Fighting you would be an insult to me.
You. Don't get cocky. If you have the guts, wait for me to open my box and take out my weapon. This is the trigger. Here's how you load it. This is the safety catch. Hurry up and admit defeat, or I'll kill you.
I'm dying of laughter. A black fire poker, and it wants to kill Jaden.
With this pitch-black fire poker, how is it supposed to kill someone? By smashing them to death, or by knocking them to death? Melanie Ning can't even hold the fire poker steady. Is she here to be funny?
Haha.
Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Hurry up. I'm begging you to kill me. HMPH.
You. I'm not joking with you. This thing is really powerful. You better admit defeat, or I'll kill you.
Really? Then go ahead and hit me. I'll let you do first. I'm begging you. Come kill me. Come on. Kill.
You.
You.
I killed someone. I killed someone.
Put it down. Put it down.
Be good. What kind of weapon is this little girl holding? It's too fierce.
Dear, what kind of weapon is Melanie using? How can it be so powerful?
This is one of our Massland Heavy Industries researched weapons. It's called a submachine gun. As fierce as thunder and as fast as lightning. It's also known as truth. As long as one holds the truth, all beings are equal.
Baka. How dare you kill my disciple?
So what if I killed him? Didn't you say it yourself? Once you step onto the stage, blades and bullets have no eyes. Life and death are determined by fate. No one can interfere with the match. What now? You, the esteemed sword saint. Are you going to go back on your word in front of so many people?
You.
What about me? Lord Sword Saint. You have some decency, okay? Don't end up with a reputation of losing your dignity in the end.
You people from Massland all rely on these cheap tricks. You just won when Jaden wasn't looking. What's there to be proud of? Kid, right now, get up here. I'm going to make you understand that in the face of absolute strength, your little wit amounts to nothing.
Alright then. Today I'll show you the power of technology. I'll let you witness what crushing is.
What? You're not using a weapon? Pick up your submachine gun. Otherwise, you're too weak. There's no point in dueling you.
I don't need a submachine gun.
I didn't expect. You actually have some sense of honor. Yeah, we're all men here. No need for that kind of stuff. In a bit, I'll give you a quick death.
Hee 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 hee. Ha 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 ha.
I thought you'd have a shred of honor. Didn't expect. You'd be more disgraceful than a woman.
Trace, finish this quickly. Don't delay. No need to let things get complicated.
Kid, enough talking. Right now, I'll send you on your way. My throwing dart are all coated with poison. Once they hit the target, even a bull would be paralyzed instantly. And within the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, your whole body would rot and die. How about that? I told you that your little tricks and gimmicks, in the face of absolute power, are nothing. Now, you can't move, can you?
Ha 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 ha.
TH this. How is this possible? You clearly got hit by my dart. How are you fine? This is
the power of technology. A bulletproof vest. Even bullets can't penetrate it. Your lousy dart is nothing at all.
How dare you kill my eldest disciple? You!
So what, Sword Saint? Have you forgotten? We agreed before, once we step onto the stage, life and death are at our own risk.
Francisco, 2 wins out of 3. Today, Massland has won. Shouldn't you honor the bet, and take your Southfield remnants with you, return to East Norland?
I've lost 2 disciples. I, Francisco, cannot swallow this humiliation. Let's have another match. Compared to you.
I refuse.
Then I'll take on all of you, by myself. How about that?
Francisco's terrifying strength far surpasses that of his 3 disciples. Even with the weapons you developed, we might not be a match for him. Don't fall for it.
Kid, you're not from this world. Are you? So what if I'm not? I figured it out. You and the Empress each have a sound transmission stone. The sound transmission stone can communicate between 2 realms.
How do you know that?
Not only do I know, but I also know an earth-shattering secret about the sound transmission stone.
Tell me.
2 sound transmission stones are actually 2 keys that can open 2 otherworldly gates. If you find the otherworldly gate, you can use the 2 sound transmission stones to go back and forth freely between the 2 worlds. If you defeat me, I can tell you.
This old guy knows quite a lot. He even knows about this. I'm doing just fine here. Why should I go back?
In that world, don't you have any family? Don't you have parents? Besides, you're not even from this world. You can only stay here for 100 days at a time. Within these 100 days, you must go back, and then you can return. If within these 100 days, you don't go back, you'll die. If you don't believe me, take a look at your arm. There's a full moon mark on it. If you stay for 100 days, and haven't returned, then you will have a full moon mark. By that time, you will die.
Considering the time, building the Great Wall has already taken 3 months. Doesn't that mean Marcel Lin only has 2 days left?
Where exactly is the otherworldly gate?
I told you. As long as you defeat me, I'll tell you.
Let's compete.
Right. Let's compete. We can't just stand by and watch immortal Marcel die.
Ha ha ha. You said it yourselves. Don't regret it. I'm not like that useless disciple of mine. Ha ha ha, it's not that impressive. Is that all, your strength?
Immortal Marcel, Francisco is too strong. We can't even hurt him at all. What should we do?
I'm out of bullets.
An ancient geezer like him is actually this powerful. There's nothing we can do against him.
Come on, shoot me. Out of bullets already? I told you. In the face of absolute power, all your efforts are just petty tricks. Now, it's time to send you on your way.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Open your eyes wide and take a good look. What is this?
Ha ha ha. Just this hunk of metal, it looks so clunky. If it can hit me, I'll admit defeat. What is this thing? It's so powerful, and so fast. But, so what?
Shameless, he actually used lightness skill.
There's no rule that says I can't use lightness skill. Fine. Come and hit me then. Ha ha ha. What on earth is this thing? I clearly dodged it. This iron lump seems to have a mind of its own. It can turn.
Master Swordsman, you've lost.
Tell me, where exactly is the otherworldly gate?
The otherworldly gate is right at
Francisco. Hugh, why did you kill Francisco? Are you crazy? He was your East Norland sword saint.
Francisco was in our East Norland territory, wantonly killing innocents. His crimes deserved death. Moreover, he was one of the people from East Norland. I killed him, in accordance with East Norland law. It was perfectly justified. Is there a problem? Or are you saying, it was you as the Empress of Massland, who instigated Francisco to recklessly slaughter innocents, within the borders of East Norland, and now you want to shield him?
This is simply framing someone with false charges.
Report. Your Majesty, the remnants of the Southfield are killing and looting all over our territory. They are too scattered, and each one of them is a top-tier expert. Our people simply can't capture them.
Why aren't you hurrying up and taking the East Norland's remnants with you?
Why should I? This is between you and Francisco. I never promised you anything. If you want the remnants of the Southfield to leave Massland, go find Francisco.
Fine. Damn it, you came here today, just to stir up trouble, didn't you? I'll kill you right now.
Jinyuan, have you thought this through? I am, after all, a prince of East Norland. If I were to die within Massland's territory, how do you think the world would view your Massland? Could it be that your Massland wants to be despised by the world, criticized by countless scholars?
Stop pretending to be righteous here. Don't think I don't know that most of Southfield's remnants are your East Norland people. Speak up, what exactly is your purpose for coming to our Massland this time?
As expected of the Empress. You truly are brilliant. This time, I came specifically to find you. As long as you agree to my conditions, not only can I make Southfield's remnants leave Massland, I can also hand over the otherworldly gate for you to use.
The otherworldly gate is in your East Norland?
That's right. The otherworldly gate is indeed within East Norland's territory. As long as Her Majesty the Empress agrees to my conditions, I can let you use the otherworldly gate, free of charge.
Your Majesty, Hugh is not a trustworthy person. Be cautious of deception.
What are your conditions?
My terms are simple. That is to make Massland submit, and become a vassal state of East Norland, pay tribute every year, and the Empress of Massland must agree to marry me, and become my 18th concubine.
Impossible. Your East Norland is just a tiny country, and you want Massland to submit. You even want our Empress to be your 18th concubine. You're simply dreaming.
Anyway, those are my terms. Oh, I've heard that the remnants of the Southfield brought along some top-notch experts this time. I'm afraid that when the time comes, they might stir up quite a commotion in Massland. Can the people of Massland bear such a burden? Moreover, this Marcel Lin beside you, I reckon he desperately needs the otherworldly gate to save his life, right? He only has 2 days left. When those 2 days are up, if he can't return, he will die.
Dear, I'm sorry. I also want to spend my life with you, but I can't just stand by and watch you die.
Honey.
It's okay. Dear, we were originally from different times and spaces. The fact that we could meet across 1,000 years of time means that at least we could have this brief moment together. I'm already very grateful for that. I can't drag you down with me.
It's not easy for us to be together in the first place, so we must cherish even more. I absolutely cannot lose you. The first gift I gave you was the Great Wall. The second one was the Grand Canal. Now, the third gift is the unification of the world. I want you to be the ruler of this entire world. Now, to achieve world unification, we only lack one, East Norland. However, it's merely something in the bag, easy to obtain.
I think your brain isn't working properly, is it? Do you know the location of my East Norland? Do you know why my East Norland, though just a small country, still dares to provoke your Massland?
East Norland is nestled among the mountains. Moreover, between Massland and East Norland lies the entire continent's largest mountain range, the Dragon Mountain Range, acting as a natural barrier. If our soldiers to attack East Norland, they must cross the Dragon Mountain Range. Moreover, the Dragon Mountain range is more than 10 times grander than the Massachusetts Mountain. It is absolutely impossible to level it. Even if the Dragon Mountain range were leveled, it would inevitably trigger massive snow disasters. By then, even Massland itself would be affected. Such consequences are something Massland absolutely cannot bear.
We do have airplanes in Massland, but their range is too short, making it impossible to cross the Dragon.
The gate of time and space is in East Norland. So it's even more impossible for us to cover East Norland with truth. Once the gate of time and space is destroyed, Immortal Marcel, you will never be able to return.
I am, of course, aware of that, but what I know even more clearly is that, if Massland soldiers enter East Norland, then East Norland will be something in our bag. Am I right?
Ha ha ha. You're absolutely right. As long as your Massland can enter our East Norland territory, our East Norland can only be at your mercy. But alas, your Massland soldiers cannot get in. Sometimes, I'd really like to let you East Norland soldiers in and attack our East Norland. After all, our East Norland have been cultivating ourselves for so many years. Even during the chaos of the warring states, no one could shake us. It's honestly been too boring. I really wish there was something to do. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to tell you. Our soldiers have been extremely bored. So, this time I came here. Specifically to send 10,000 elite warriors to stretch their muscles and bones. These 10,000 elite warriors might launch a massacre on your Massland. Anyway, there aren't that many people. If your people encounter them with their skills, they might not even be able to catch them.
Hugh, you are absolutely shameless.
Additionally, their main target this time will be the local officials of your Massland, the Imperial Court officials. These people are the very foundation of your Massland's governance. Once they're dead, your Massland will be completely paralyzed.
Hugh, can't your East Norland have some shame?
Report. Your Majesty. Many of our ministers and officials were ambushed on the road.
Hugh, are you declaring war against our Massland? Although, you have the Dragon Mountain range as a natural shield protecting you, don't forget that this barrier can still be crossed. At worst, our Massland will mobilize the entire nation to fight you East Norland to the bitter end.
What a pity. You no longer have the chance to fight me to the death. Just now, when my people assassinated your officials, it was merely a warning. Now, all I need to send out the signal in my hand. You officials all must die. Once they're all dead, even if you want to fight me to the death, you won't have the chance. Now. You, Jinyuan Song. Will you marry me and become my 18th concubine, or will you just stand by and watch as your Massland collapses and the people live in misery? Will you agree or not?
I agree.
Ha ha ha. Kid, did you hear that? Your woman is now my 18th concubine. Just wait and see what I do to her. So what if you're the future? You're still just a useless fool, unable to change anything. Ah. How dare you hurt me?
Stop.
This is all your fault. The signal has already been sent out. My people, along with the remnants of Southfield, will immediately launch assassinations against your Massland. Even if we can't destroy Massland, we can still deal a heavy blow to it.
Do you really think you can hurt our Massland?
What do you mean?
Darling, I promised you to give you a third gift, which is the unification of the world. And now, it's about to be realized.
Darling. What do you mean? What have you done?
I said before. Massland will not be controlled by anyone. So, after Francisco's arrival, I immediately ordered all the people of Massland Heavy Industry to head to East Norland, if everything goes as planned. The battle report should be arriving any moment now.
East Norland is protected by the Dragon Mountain Range.
But our Massland have Massland Heavy Industry.
Report.
Has the assassination result come in? Quickly, tell them what happened. You forced me into this. Don't blame me.
Prince. We failed the assassination. All of our people were counter-killed.
What? Say that again. Our people are all well-trained assassins. How could they possibly be counter-killed?
Because of this. Our key officials in Massland are the pillars of our nation. So, I must ensure their safety. Massland Heavy Industry has provided every key official of Massland and their bodyguards with handguns. No matter how fast your assassins are, can they be faster than a handgun?
Dear. That's wonderful. This time, it's all thanks to you. When we get back, I'll make sure to reward you properly.
A reward? Hee hee. You said it yourself.
Shameless. If you want the three of us to play your perverted games with you, then you better figure out a way to help us reclaim East Norland for Massland. After reclaiming East Norland, the three of us can play with you every day if you want. We might even go to your world.
Alright. It's a deal.
I'm still here. Even if the assassination fails, I am, after all, a prince of East Norland. And yet, in front of me, you're openly discussing annexing my country. Aren't you being a bit disrespectful? I am the Prince of East Norland. If you kill me, Massland won't be able to handle the consequences. Even if my assassination attempt has failed, as long as I die, there will be a first and a second assassination, until revenge is taken for me, until Massland is overthrown.
Marcel Lin, don't act rashly.
Do you think East Norland still has a chance?
What do you mean?
If nothing unexpected has happened, East Norland has already been destroyed.
No. Impossible. The Dragon Mountain range barrier isn't that easy to cross.
Report. Prince, something terrible has happened. East Norland is in trouble. Massland has invaded. Our East Norland has been destroyed.
What on earth is going on? Our East Norland is protected by the Dragon Mountain range. How could we possibly be destroyed?
Because the Dragon Mountain range was breached with several tunnels. They opened up the Dragon Mountain range. Massland soldiers charged through the tunnels and attacked.
What?
Marcel Lin, what on earth is going on? That's the Dragon Mountain range.
What a coincidence. Not only am I skilled at building the Great Wall, but I'm also an expert at digging tunnels. Now that the tunnel is complete, our soldiers and tanks from Massland can directly charge into East Norland. Wiping out East Norland will be a piece of cake, because, as I said, Massland never be controlled by others. Opening the tunnel also establishes a connection between Massland and East Norland. From now on, it will facilitate Massland's unification. Honey. How is it? Do you like the third gift I prepared for you?
Your condition. I approve.
Thank you, honey.
Marcel Lin. I'm going to kill you. Kill them all for me.
How dare you touch my immortal Marcel? You're courting death.
Your Majesty, the battle against East Norland, we achieved a great victory. Additionally, inside the royal palace, a stone gate was discovered. It should be the gate of time and space.
That's great.
Sigh. Do you want to go to the world where I used to live and take a look?
Wherever you go.
We'll go too.
Let's go.